This is awesome. I now have everything I need to have a brand that makes money. By the way, if you like videos on how to grow your customer list and build a real brand, then subscribe to my channel as I have new videos each week. It's the Morning Marketing Machine, here to grow your e-commerce business with proven marketing strategies and tactics, so you can run your business with machine-like precision. My name is Douglas Levin. Let's dive in. Hi, my name is Douglas Levin, and I built a 20,000 person messenger list ahead of the launch of our first product, which led to 20,000 in monthly sales within our first 3 months of launch. I also have a link to a free cheat sheet below with tips on how to take control over your e-commerce income. Marketing can be hard, and if you've never done it before or never done it successfully, it can seem like this unattainable thing that you only ever hear about. But not having a good marketing plan in place is really hurting you. You're losing out in sales and building up a stockpile of raving fans. And if you're bad at marketing, your advertising costs will be much higher and your profits will continue to dwindle. Keep it up and eventually your brand could go under. But it doesn't have to be like that. There's a book out there that makes understanding marketing easy to implement so you can start taking action today and start getting results immediately. The book is One Page Marketing Plan, and that's what I'm talking about today. The One Page Marketing Plan is a book written by Alan Dibb. Right from the start, he says this is not his creation. There's only strategies and tactics that he's compiled over the years from a bunch of different sources. As I read through this book, it brought up so many different marketers that have talked about these different strategies and tactics throughout the years. Sometimes it felt like a word for word strategy from some of the greats in marketing that I've heard about before. So, whatever you think about this book, understand the advice is very sound. These strategies that he talks about have helped some of the most successful marketers in history make a lot of money. They've helped me. So if you pay attention and implement, then they can help you too. The book itself is broken up into three sections. It's the before section, the during section, and the after you buy section. There's just so much to cover that I'm not going to bother covering it all here, but just kind of break it up into some of the highlights. But there's a lot I'm missing, so you really should read this book. We've talked before about having a USP or a unique selling proposition. So it's nothing new, but Alan talks about it as well. What he talks about is in a different way that people can understand so they can make their own and move forward so they don't have to be a commodity. We talked about commodity as well. You never want to be a commodity, right? Because then you're just competing on price. He also gets into how to craft your offer and what's called an elevator pitch. Basically, it's how would you talk about your brand and your product line if you were in an elevator with someone and only had 30 seconds to break down what makes your brand different and special from everybody else that's out there? With crafting your offer, Alan talks about how to figure out what's the best option for your brand, including the language and how to use emotion to increase the likelihood of a sale. Alan next talks about measuring your campaigns so you know if you're successful. He then says the age-old quote, what gets measured gets managed. I've heard this 100 times before, but it's very, very true, especially what we do with e-commerce, and especially when you're looking at numbers all day. If you want to make real progress, you want to measure it, pay attention, and you'll start to make progress. This helps you cut the losers and scale the winners. Ellen next goes into the idea of lumpy mail and how that can build a fan base while getting new customers at the same time. The strategy, it really helps you to stand out from the crowd and it makes an impression. You've heard me talk in the past about Purple Cow, the book by Seth Godin, and how he says you should always be remarkable. Well, this strategy helps you to stand out and be remarkable. So the idea is that you want to send some physical mail to a prospect with information that will help them with their problem, along with some info on your brand, maybe a sample or something along those lines. So this is a strategy that's similar to what Chet Holm talks about in the Dream 100 approach. He just looks at it from a different perspective. So understand it will have some cost. So as has been talked about before, you want to know your numbers because numbers is what it's all about. I think I've heard the idea that great marketing can't beat bad math. I've heard so many people say that. One of my mentors has said it. So you want to pay attention to your numbers and know exactly what they are for this strategy to work. But this strategy can definitely help you to stand out from all the competition that's out there and endear your brand to your audience. And if you're liking any of this, make sure to leave a like below. As Alan progresses through the book, he brings up new customers and how they shouldn't be ignored. Yes, new customers take up a lot of the book as the primary focus of the book, and you want to obviously know how to get new customers, but getting existing customers to buy again is so much easier. He goes on to say that existing customers are 21 times more likely to buy from you again. So it also costs no money. You just need to make sure that they had a great experience the first time. He also goes on to discuss how to increase the lifetime value of your customer with 5 different options: raising your prices, upselling, ascension campaigns, frequency reminders, and subscriptions. So definitely read that section. From there, Alan goes on to talk about other measurable metrics that you should really look at and try to increase that will help you with your profitability. So the first one is leads, the second is your conversion rate, and the third is the average order value, or the AOV. He goes on to give an example of a simple shift of about 10% in each category that ended up increasing the profitability of his brand by over 400%. Yeah, so that's a crazy idea when you think about it, right? I've heard this idea before. One of my mentors, Brian Bowman, has talked about it, and he got it from somebody else. It's a slight different take on it because he uses, I think, 4 other metrics. I think leads is one of them, and average order value is another of them, but there's a couple others that are in there before. But it's crazy to think that that little of a jump can have such a huge impact in your business. And lastly, Alan talks about the bad type of customers. So there's actually types of customers that you don't want to buy from you. And then last, he also talks about referrals, how to get started with it, and what to watch out for, and how to ask for them. I can't recommend One Page Marketing Plan enough. This is one of those books that I'm going to be rereading every year. It's entertaining and it makes sense, and it really helps you to understand marketing, even if you have no experience with it or have never been successful at marketing in the past. If you're looking to get into marketing at any level, or even if you plan to outsource it to somebody else, I'd still recommend reading this book. Anyone that wants to outsource, you should know what to look out for so you can evaluate their performance. And this book will give you a starting point for that, however marketing will be done in your business. So read One Page Marketing Plan and make more money and have a happier customer. If you're looking for more tips on how to take control over your e-commerce income, then click the link below in the description for a free cheat sheet. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips on how to grow your list and build a real brand. All right,